I am Stephen Davis, Senior Market Strategist, RJO Futures, here to talk to you about the grain markets today. We are lower, and we should be. It's harvest time. Harvest is really going to ramp up here in the next week or two, or get started in a full flurry. The corn market, our first chart here today, corn. Last week, we had that bullish report on Friday. Look at textbook, a lot of times 3-day rally, and it wasn't new buying, but just short covering, and now we're right back down into very good support. We're going to start talking about demand, as we always do. Demand, ethanol. Ethanol is the best thing to happen in the last 10 years to the U.S. farmer, corn ethanol. And a 1% increase in corn ethanol usage would use up 500 million bushels of U.S. corn. That changes price discovery dramatically right here, right now. So China, for example, they buy their crude from somebody, and they need ethanol to clean up the smog in their air. So it's a no-brainer. And China's exports of U.S. ethanol is twice as much as a year ago. So keep an eye on this. And this is an industry we did not have 8 years ago, corn ethanol exports. So real good story there. The soybean market. Last year's carryover was 240 million bushels. This year, 470. That's a lot. There's a lot of soybeans around, so we've got our work cut out for us. The president of China's coming to Iowa next week to officially sign U.S. purchases, China's U.S. purchases of U.S. soybeans. So it's a good story. It's a good headline. It happens every year, and the locals in Iowa are certainly very proud of this ceremony next week. Soybean meal is a driver in here. You know, they're talking, we had an El Nino this year. Look what kind of growing season we had this year. Just torrential rains in June. Now they're talking about this El Nino turning to a La Nina and perhaps a drought in 2016. So if you're a client of mine, I'm going to be talking to you about calendar, seasonal, bull spreads, and soybean meal. So stay tuned to that. The wheat market. This is our next chart on wheat. And notice here, we gapped higher early on the week, Sunday night. See if you can see that, a little gap there. That was off frost concerns in southern Brazil. Very unique. It doesn't get cold in southern Brazil that often. And wheat gapped higher. Nothing changed. There's a lot of wheat in the world, but gaps are simple. Be aware of them. Sometimes I like to say simple is genius. So in the wheat, if it gapped higher and stayed higher, that'd be something, but it come right back down. Both corn and wheat right back down into very good support here. And we're going to wrap this up about commodities. Every major publication that you read, the Wall Street Journal, the Financial Times, is writing about the demise of commodities. Remember, I always say don't trade according to the headlines in the papers. I'm here to tell you, commodities in the months ahead are going to explode. And it's not for everybody, but if you're into options, if you're into spreads, hedgers, speculators, these markets, and all of us here in this office, we've got clients all around the world because of the internet. And it's just a wonderful time that we're going through. And again, looking forward, you're going to see all corners of the world trading our markets. So the time is now. And this is my analysis, and I think commodities are just going to explode in the months ahead. So everybody have an excellent weekend, and we'll talk to you next week. Risk, and may not be suitable for all investors.